Here's a fact most people never hear. Almost 90% of families lose their wealth by the second generation, and by the third generation, it's usually gone completely. Meanwhile, truly wealthy families, old money dynasties, continue growing their net worth for decades. Today, you'll learn the systems they use and how you can apply them yourself. Generational wealth isn't about luck or having a massive starting point. It's about structure, discipline, and long-term planning. Once you understand how wealthy families build and protect their assets, you can start stacking the same habits and create a legacy that outlives you. Let's start with the foundation. Wealthy families teach financial literacy early. Most households avoid money conversations unless something is wrong. Wealthy families treat money like a skill. Kids learn how income works, how credit works, how investing works, and why ownership matters. When kids grow up understanding money, they don't waste years making preventable mistakes. They enter adulthood prepared instead of guessing. They already know how to budget, how to manage debt, how banks profit, how interest compounds, and how to invest consistently. That head start changes every. Strategy 2. Rich families prioritize ownership over employment. A job provides one stream of income. Ownership provides many. Wealthy families build portfolios of cash-flowing assets, real estate, businesses, investments, royalties, dividends, private equity, and more. This creates stability across generations. One business might fail, one investment might underperform, but multiple streams create a safety net. Wealthy families understand that relying on a single income source is too fragile to survive long-term. Diversification becomes a family strategy, not an individual choice. Strategy 3 is where most families fall apart: documentation and legal structure. Having a will isn't enough. Wealthy families use trusts, estate plans, tax-efficient structures, succession processes, and clear written instructions for managing assets. Without proper planning, courts and taxes can consume a massive percentage of a family's wealth. Proper documentation ensures assets transfer smoothly, quickly, and with purpose. Wealth preservation is just as important as wealth creation, and wealthy families protect their assets from being lost to disorganization. Strategy 4. Wealthy families pass down values, not just money: financial responsibility, long-term planning, discipline, smart risk-taking, hard work, respect for assets. Without these values, money disappears quickly. With them, wealth becomes a tool that continues building opportunities. Many families fail not because they didn't leave money, but because they didn't teach the next generation how to manage it. Wealthy families talk openly about money, so financial skills become normal, not foreign. That transparency builds confidence and competence. Strategy 5. Long-term thinking. Wealthy families don't plan quarterly, they plan generationally. They are willing to plant financial seeds today that may not fully mature for decades. Long-term thinking transforms ordinary decisions into extraordinary results over time. A single rental property purchased today becomes passive income for future generations. A well-funded investment account becomes a financial cushion for children and grandchildren. A business created now becomes a family foundation. Time turns small decisions into powerful assets. Strategy 6. Defined roles within the family. Wealthy families treat the family like a coordinated team. One person may oversee investments. Another may handle legal structures. Another may manage real estate. Even small responsibilities keep everyone engaged. When no one understands the family's financial picture, wealth leaks away through poor decisions, taxes, missed opportunities, or simple neglect. When roles are defined, assets remain protected, optimized. Strategy 7. Intentional wealth building. Wealthy families don't stumble into assets, they acquire them deliberately. They invest consistently. They save strategically. They buy appreciating assets, not liabilities. They build businesses with long-term visions, not short-term. You don't need millions to start generational wealth. You need a system, Steady investing, thoughtful saving, smart purchases, legal protection, and long-term planning. Consistency creates momentum. Momentum creates wealth. Here's the empowering part. You can be the first person in your family to create generational wealth. You don't need permission or a perfect starting point. You simply need to start building now. One asset, one habit, one step at a time. Imagine your children growing up with financial education you never received. Imagine leaving behind assets instead of burdens. Imagine your grandchildren benefiting from decisions you made years earlier. That's the purpose of generational planning. Generational wealth isn't about making life effortless for your children. It's about giving them a foundation that accelerates their opportunities while still teaching responsibility. Wealthy families don't hand out money freely. They hand out structure, discipline, and expectations. They teach the next generation how to earn, how to invest, how to budget, how to grow assets, and how to protect what they inherit. Systems prevent wealth from being squandered. Even if your family has never had financial stability, you can change that narrative. You can start the first investment account. You can create the first trust. You can buy the first rental property. You can build the first business. You can leave the first roadmap. Wealth stays only when someone creates a plan, educates the next generation, protects assets legally, and builds with long-term vision. Generational wealth begins the moment you decide to stop thinking month to month and start thinking decade to decade. Start small, start now, start with purpose. Wealth is built long before it's inherited. And when you focus on legacy instead of quick wins, everything changes. That's wealth mode. Don't forget to subscribe.